Well, here we go. It's another great KATcast. Kevin Hilly along with Aaron Hart. No Jordan J today.
No, he's still on baby duty.
That's right. So we have a special guest today. Our friend, Carrie Tergin, former Jefferson City mayor. Carrie Tergin joins us.
That's exciting stuff.
Hi.
It's so cool to have you here today.
Great to be here.
Yeah. I think, Aaron, nobody is enjoying post-mayoral life more than Carrie.
Carrie just enjoys life in general. I mean, even when she was mayor, she was out everywhere.
That's true.
We actually often wondered, did you ever sleep? Like all the time you spent being mayor, because you were at every single event. I mean, you really had your life sectioned off.
I did. It was great.
She said it was great.
Such a great town. So many things going on here in Jefferson City. Like, why not? You got to enjoy every minute of it.
Carrie was seriously, it's the only way I can describe this. You were a celebrity mayor. Everywhere you went, even now, you draw a crowd. People are drawn to you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We have a great town, wonderful people, and being the capital city, I think that just adds to it. And so many visitors, and enjoyed welcoming everyone here and showcasing all the positive, great things we have here.
Well, speaking of positive and great, we were going to talk today about all the great things that you love about Missouri. Not just Jefferson City. I mean, I'm sure
Central
we're going to hit a lot
yeah.
of Jefferson City, but just things that we love in general about
Statewide.
Missouri.
Right, yeah.
This is a great state. I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love having the seasons now, of course, is great. And we're close to everything. I mean, being in central Missouri, if you want to go down to the lake, you want to go to Columbia, you want to hit Jefferson City, wherever you want to go, even if you want to go to a sporting event, you want to go see the Tigers play, you want to go see the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Royals, whatever. You want to hit some hockey, whatever you want to do.
Access, yeah, for sure.
Access to everything here. It's so easy. It's so great. So many wonderful things to do. And it's constantly, every night you can be doing something every day. And it's fun. It's easy. I love it.
Yeah,
it's a great
I like
place
to
be.
say that the people who say, there's nothing to do here, you're not trying very hard.
You're not looking very hard.
Every
you're
day.
not really looking very hard.
And the shopping and the restaurants, and we have it here. We have the selection, the variety. We're close to everything that you want to go to. So there's places to go every day, and they all have something going on. And there's unique places. Like sometimes you start to think it's like the feeling of when you have company in town and you think, where will you take them? There's so many places that you wish they could stay longer because there are so many places to go and see right here in central Missouri.
I arrived as a transplant to Missouri in 2002. And quite honestly, I knew nothing about this state. When I first got the invitation to interview for the first job I had here in Missouri in radio, they said it was Columbia, Missouri. I was like, I've never heard of Columbia, Missouri in my life. Again, this is from a New Jersey perspective, okay? I've never heard of Columbia, Missouri in my life. I said, I've heard there's a St. Louis and there's a Kansas City. There's a Springfield that might be the capital. I'm not sure. This is all in my head. I'm thinking all this. But I'm telling you, once I arrived, this became home. We raised our kids here, and we never want to live anywhere else. It's an amazing place. Dare I say, one of the best kept secrets in this country is Missouri.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would say so. And people who leave, they come back and they just say how great it is. Sometimes people think it's better somewhere else and they come back. And
yes.
This is the place that you want to stay. You want to raise your family. You want to have your business. You want to work, whatever it may be. It's very business friendly. There's so many positives to it. There's so many perks to living here.
No, I would agree. Okay, Kevin, do you want to kick things off? Favorite things about Missouri? What do you want to start with?
You know what? One of them, I don't know if it's my favorite, but the weather, believe it or not. I know the summers are hot, but the winters, for the most part, you get winter, but you don't get the severe winters. At least we haven't anyway in recent years. You get the nice cold days where you want to throw a jacket. I know, Aaron, you're no fan of the cold.
No.
But
No.
You get the nice cold days where you want to bundle up in a jacket and, maybe get your ears a little frosty, that kind of thing. But you don't get the really severe stuff. Summers are hot. Enjoy the lake. Falls are absolutely gorgeous in Missouri. So I got to say, weather is one of my favorite things here.
Well, growing up around here, and Carrie, you might be able to back me up on this, we used to have winter. I'm talking more than just an inch or two of snow. We used to, don't you remember schools being shut down and 6 inches plus and everything, and people would just kind of be in a panic.
I remember that. And I also remember when the ice arena didn't have the roof on it, so when it snowed like that, we couldn't go skating. That was like the biggest problem.
Yes, I do remember that.
And I mean, you can go skating here. Like, not very many places. Like, we have places and things that draw people from really, that, by the way, our ice arena draws people from all over the country.
That's
when
right.
those teams play, they come and play Mizzou hockey. They're here from
Mizzou
everywhere.
hockey. A lot of people didn't know that. We house Mizzou hockey right here in Jefferson City.
If it wasn't for Jeff City, they would have nowhere to play.
And it brings people from everywhere. And that was one of those things about being mayor. And even today when I go by there and I love to hear, where are you from? Where are you visiting? And what they like about Jefferson City or Missouri or whatever, because they're from so many other places. And hearing them talk about what they like and why it's such a great place to come. And sometimes we don't always see it.
Yeah.
We'll drive by that Capitol every day and we don't think of how beautiful it is, or drive over the river and don't take the time to stop and get up close to it and enjoy what we have. And of course, we've got the Katy Trail that runs through here, which is the largest rail to trail in the country. And it comes right through mid-Missouri. And how many people, I've met people from other countries who are riding their bike along the Katy. And that is such a huge asset.
I will tell you, I get a warm feeling when I see the Capitol Dome. I've worked in, this is now my 5th capital city that I've worked at in radio. Absolutely, without a question, the most beautiful capital city. I mean, whether I'm going over the bridge, whether I'm, on the boulevard looking straight, to me, it's spectacular. And I'm like, oh man, that's beautiful.
It is. It is, and you can see it from anywhere in town. When you come in and you see that, it's home, and we're lucky to have it, and it brings a lot of visitors here that visit their legislators throughout the year, but just having it as a place to go and seeing the art inside. When was the last time you went in and really looked at,
that's what I was going to ask
the
you.
art that was in there and really walked around inside? And
the Capitol tour is fantastic. It is a must-do.
As kids in mid-Missouri, it seems like I think 4th grade or 6th grade.
Yeah.
One of the two, you went to the Capitol. You went to the Capitol and the governor's mansion. And as a kid, I don't think you appreciate the beauty. You definitely don't appreciate the art, the architecture, any of that as you do as an adult. So if you've not visited either of those places as an adult, you definitely need to.
The Hall of Famous Missourians, you have Walt Disney, you have Rush Limbaugh, you have Harry Truman. I mean, all these busts of famous people who have made a name for themselves in Missouri.
That's true. Hallmark.
Yeah.
Don Hall is in there as well. Like a lot of
the founder of Hallmark.
Yeah. So I got to put a little perk for that Missouri company.
Hallmark.
Missouri, while we're talking Missouri, because there's some big companies too that are, you don't even think about that. Of course, Kansas City Chiefs, Missouri, Missouri. So we think about a lot of what Missouri has that are these great companies and teams and all of that. But talking about all the 4th graders coming, the new stop they go to now is they have lunch on Adrian's Island. So
nice.
That is something new.
That, really.
Yes, there's the pavilion down there. So it's filled with the kids when they come. All the students come and they can bring their sack lunch, and the teachers go down there and bring them after their Capitol tour. And you can get close to the river. You see the habitat, they have the plants that grow there by the river and learn about it. But it's amazing still how many people either haven't been to Adrian's Island by the riverfront or been to the Bicentennial Bridge and taken that walk. And that's a great asset to get down to the trail and enjoy a walk in a very unique park that's one of a kind in Missouri.
Oh, yeah. I like the giant chess set down there.
Yeah.
People seem really enamored with that.
And
it's always in use.
What Carrie's referencing, if you're maybe not in Missouri, but each 4th grade class here in the state, I guess it's all the schools do it. I don't know. But they tour the Capitol, 4th grade, and they go all through it and they learn. All 3 of our kids did. And it's something they always remember.
Yes.
It's an amazing thing. I said earlier how Missouri is one of the, I think, best kept secrets in the country. Again, this was 2002 when we drove from New Jersey to Missouri with 3 kids in the back seat of a car. When we got to the arch, to us, we were like, oh, there's that thing we've seen all these years. Here it is in person. Again, it was the beginning of our Missouri existence. And it's like, what a way to greet people when they first come into the state. It's magnificent.
It really is. There's so much to see and so many landmarks that are unique to Missouri.
Something that I can't believe Kevin hasn't brought up yet is the food. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's true. I've never eaten so much barbecue or Mexican in my life as when I came to Missouri. I got to tell you honestly.
Well, like Carrie was talking about, anytime you have people visit from out of town, we've got family that lives in New Orleans and family that lives in San Antonio, and they've been coming back, to visit for 40 plus years. Stop they always have to make, no matter what time of season, what time of year it is, Central Dairy.
Yes, Central Dairy.
Oh, you got to stop for Central Dairy.
You got to have the ice cream.
It's a landmark here in Jeff City for sure. When I was just in, when I was just in England and England and Ireland, of course, my American accent, and they'd say, "Oh, where are you from?" I go, "Oh, America." Duh, But then they say, "Oh, where in America?" I go, "Oh, Missouri." I had a taxi driver. He says, Where is Missouri? He goes, I think I've heard of that, but where? I go, I can't. It's in the middle of the country. Oh, okay. That was like the best. That was the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
We're easy to get to. And halfway between Kansas City, St. Louis, we got Springfield. There's a lot to do there if you're not familiar with some of those wonderful places there too. So we're a great place to live and visit, and wouldn't want to be anywhere else. And I would say also, when you think about, not to talk politics, but being the leader of the capital city for 8 years, that we elected a woman as mayor. I was the second woman to be elected as mayor of the capital city. I'm very proud of that.
Absolutely.
And proud that people embrace that. We embrace having different ideas, and we love that. We embrace that. And I think that's what's great around here. You don't think about that often here, right in the heart of the Midwest, but
that's
how
right.
important that is. We love different viewpoints.
Yeah.
We have Lincoln University. We have a lot of diverse backgrounds here, people that come from all over that end up here right here in mid-Missouri.
Lincoln University is a historically black college, but and Missouri is a very traditional state, but also very forward-thinking at the same time. So it's a nice combination.
We are. I agree, and I felt that being mayor, and really that welcoming everybody who came here, and those of us that live here and love it, and showcase so many great things that happen here. So I would agree wholeheartedly with that.
Now, we know that you're enjoying a little break from politics. Any chance you'll be getting back in?
You never know. I love this town. I love the people. So whatever I would be guided to do, I would love to do. I love public service.
Do people ask you that all the time?
Every day.
Sure.
But I'm a small business owner, and that's
Carrie's
really
Hallmark.
where my heart
Let's give her a plug. Yeah.
Sure. And owning Carrie's Hallmark now for 48 years. It's been a long time. My parents named it after me when I was 4. So growing up in the family business has been great, and being in the heart of our downtown, and people really, they love business here. They love supporting our business owners and small business. And so I'm really proud of that and really enjoying getting back to that. That's a fun place to work, and engaging with customers and visitors. So I'm pretty lucky.
In our whole downtown, since you bring that up, the whole downtown area has really had quite the renovation and rejuvenation over the last 15 years or so.
It has. All of the storefronts, the facades that were renovated through a lot of city programs and private owners investing in their property, and people living upstairs in the downtown, renovating the loft space, and having things like the Bicentennial Bridge in Adrian's Island and Katy Trail. People want to live and work where they can walk to these amenities. And if you think about even Riverside Park, and you see, these places are walkable, really. They're not far. You're just talking a mile or two. They're close. And you think about the new amphitheater that's there.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
CRMU amphitheater,
and the names of the bands and the artists that are coming in there. It'll just blow you away.
It draws people. Of course, I love that. That's something that has really been a draw. And I've met people from different states that come in for shows, and it draws people and the surrounding communities, because it's so easy. They don't have to go far. You can, if you live around here, you can come and see some great entertainment. And they do music. They use it for other things as well, and in addition to that. So we have a lot of cool places they're walkable, they're easy, they're part of the park, they're along the Greenway. The Greenway is going to take you around the entire city, walking or biking. Like, we have really great parks, music, when you talk about all the things there is to do, we have it right here in central Missouri.
You know, the entire state of Missouri is actually, I mean, there's a little something different everywhere you go. My daughter went to Truman State in Kirksville. Beautiful there. I mean, you have the boot heel. You have, obviously we mentioned Kansas City and St. Louis, but I mean, whether you're a fan of the more metropolitan, whether you like small town, and that's the other thing here, people love their towns just in Missouri in general, in the state. People love their towns. There's a lot of civic pride in this state.
You like wineries? There's Herman. Spend a whole day in Herman. Well, spend a weekend in Herman. Who am I kidding? Spend a whole weekend in Herman. A little bit of something there for everyone as well.
Train travel. I mean, it's there. You know, it's an amazing place. It really is, and I consider myself very blessed because again, when I came here, I had no idea what this state was. I didn't know, and my wife, she's like, "Well, what if you don't like it?" I go, "Well, I can always say no to the job." But as soon as I saw it, I was like, we're moving to Missouri. So
I hear that a lot, and it's always interesting to hear what draws people here. I know that I've talked to people that have been in the downtown during like living windows, and they've said that's what got them to move here. There was a family I always like to hear what was it that drew them here. My grandfather was an immigrant, of course, so we're talking, he came from Greece as a young boy. When he came to this country, he saw the Capitol and he knew that's where he wanted to stay. And so there's always something that just people fall in love with here in Missouri.
Just a bit of an aside, if you follow Carrie at all, her travel logs are incredible. She travels a lot. And I live vicariously through your travels, Carrie, I have to tell you.
Oh, yeah. Anytime she goes to Greece, I'm like, showing the husband, I'm like, look at this.
Yes.
We need to go there.
I should get a job as a travel
You
blogger
should. Oh my
because I love
I think
to
you're
travel.
missing an opportunity here, Carrie.
It's always great to come home, but of course I have family overseas, and so it's always, we have to go a little farther to visit family, but it's worth it. And then while I'm there, I love to highlight what's over there and the food and culture and bring a little bit of that back here to Missouri too.
You should get together like a whole travel group so we can all just go and you can just show us everything.
We should. Well, speaking of, we do have a partner city in Lynchburg, Germany. Not everybody knows that. So we have that culture because a lot of the people who came and settled in Missouri in the early days, settled right here in mid-Missouri, were from Lynchburg, Germany, old Munichburg area. Right. So we try to make a trip there every few years, and they've come here before. So they're talking about maybe planning a trip there again next year.
Well,
so
let us know when they come here. We'll have them on the KATcast.
That would be cool. Yeah, there's a lot of German heritage around here, so people love that about it too.
Absolutely. Carrie Tergin, former Jefferson City. It is such a pleasure to have you on the KATcast today. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoyed working with you all. You all are really, you've got your hand on the pulse of what's happening here locally and beyond, and always enjoy catching up with you all.
All right.
Well, in that case, Carrie, just stick around longer. You're going to keep flattering us.
Absolutely. That's all. That and bring snacks, and you're good to go.
That's right.
If you ever want to get in touch with us, there's the email address. It's catcountry@mailzimmer.com. If you got a suggestion for the KATcast or a question or anything, we'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
And that is another edition of the Cat Country KATcast.